Isn't that crazy, guys? It's record rain. Yeah. Snow, earthquakes, we get everything, even a tornado this year.
Montebello.
Yeah.
Montebello tornado?
Yeah.
You survived it? We survived it? Oh.
Yeah, we survived.
I feel like we live in an era or in an age where everything's new. Everything's groundbreaking. Like, this has never happened before. And I hear that, like, all the time, you know? Like, I'm like, it's to the point where I'm gonna expect everything now, you know? Like, nothing's gonna surprise me no more, man. Dude, I haven't had pizza in a long time.
For real? Yeah. You know, there's like a pizza festival, like, and
it kept coming out on my Facebook. Yeah. And I did research on it. It's not worth it.
No?
No. You have to pay like $100.
Yeah.
And they give you like a coupon for like slices, stuff like that. You can pick which one out. But they're not full slices. They're like thin. What the? Really thin, just so you could taste it.
Then I should be able to taste as much as I want.
Exactly, but because I looked into it, I was excited. But
bro, this is American. We don't do small slices.
I know, isn't that crazy?
Be like the Texan, make everything big.
Dude, so this will be a new video, but something, you know what's something that's scary, but at the same time, like, it makes sense, but it's still scary.
What?
How insignificant we are in the history of the world, right? And so
how significant?
How insignificant, right? So I'm a big history guy, and I love learning about the past. I love learning about science and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you know, one of the biggest questions of all time has been, who made the pyramids? Right?
Yeah.
And there are certain things where we could say, this is facts, right? And I feel like one of those things is the Great Flood. That was in the Bible, and that's been in different cultures, right?
But, okay, I'll stop you right there.
Okay.
Based in the Bible, yeah? You've only been around for 2,000 years, right?
But
how long?
No, wait, we haven't been around for 2,000 years. Jesus.
Whatever. I'm just saying, like, based in the Bible. It hasn't been that long, right?
For the flood?
No, based on the Bible. How long have we been around?
I'm not Estuardo, bro. Okay?
Call that fool up.
But, okay, let me finish, right? And then we have histories of floods, right? And different interpretations, right? Some cultures say the water rose, which I think was what probably happened. Of course, other cultures say it was nonstop rain, which could have also happened, right? But we have all these like scientific evidence of erosion and salt deposits around these pyramids, right? So now it's like these pyramids have been around for way longer than we thought. Originally, it was thought that they were around for around 4,000 to 6,000 years, right? But now we know that it was way before that. So now I'm thinking, like, imagine these civilizations that were here before us, and then a world catastrophe happened, and then we kind of have to, like, start all over.
I don't think about starting all over.
To a certain extent, I think we did have to.
I mean, like, off
the human race, right?
Did you guys ever hear about that one bracelet? Where they analyzed it, and this bracelet has a hole in it that should not have been made possible with the technology they had back then. It's a perfect hole.
Like a drill, right?
Yeah, it's like a drill.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it should have not been possible. I don't know, so maybe.
Yeah, because
back then all we had was rocks, bro.
Because what I'm thinking now is there was already human life before, and then something happened, and it got wiped out, and then we had to start again, right? So now I'm wondering, like, because we could only date because, you know, even our ancient people, our ancient Egyptians, had their own ancient Egyptians. You know? Like, our ancient Egyptians were also wondering who built the pyramids. And I feel like those were constructions that took lifespans to build, right? And now, everything we're building is, we could see it happen, right? From the start to the end.
Mm-hmm.
We're not really building these, like, huge things made out of stone or anything anymore.
No, it's metal now.
Yeah. So now I'm wondering, like, if another catastrophe happens, will anything even be left of our time period?
Yeah.
What do you think would be left?
Eiffel Tower. Statue of
Isn't
Liberty.
the Eiffel Tower rusting away?
Yeah.
Is it?
The Eiffel Tower isn't that
eating away
big.
at its own thing.
Oh, no.
It's rusting away, no?
And now imagine with salt water. I sometimes try to think, how would my ancestors do it? You know, in terms of...
They're like, don't be a bitch.
Yeah, like in terms of like, oh, they have to hunt. They were on their feet all the time, walking and running all the time. And I'm like, damn. Like,
I feel
we're meant to be more active, you know. I gotta start being more active. But if a dog is allergic to something, I'd be like,
yeah. I don't think...
huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, like, even like, I don't think I'm allergic to anything.
I am.
You're lactose.
I'm lactose. It's starting to get worse.
You know, I was reading up on that, bro. Cause you know how I like history, right?
Yeah.
So the reason why, of course, we're not meant to drink milk after a certain age, right?
Yeah.
The reason why some people could is because of famine. When there wasn't any food around, you just had to milk your cows. You had to milk your goats. It's still a great source of like vitamins, right?
Mm-hmm.
So those people who relied on milk, whether it's goat, cow, or whatever, when their crops didn't grow or they couldn't hunt anything that day,
Mm-hmm.
and they relied on that, they built the immunity to continue to drink milk. So now I'm thinking my ancestors were starving and then they could only have milk because I could drink milk.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's a reason for everything.
You know the saying, life finds a way?
Yeah,
life finds a way, bro.
I have one of my friends, he's from Virginia and he's like descendant of like Norway.
Mm-hmm.
Full on beard, bro. Full on
Vikings?
beard for the cold. Huh?
Vikings.
Yeah, he's a Viking, man. He's like 6 feet something.
I forgot where I heard beards are like, because like, it's like to soften the blows when you
Really?
fight.
Yeah?
I thought it was for the coldness.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe.
Because
Doesn't hair in general just help?
look at me, man. I'm supposed to be working on the fields right now. You know, the sun in my face. You know, like that's how I don't really like. To me, it's crazy how there's people who have to worry about the sun. You know,
Yeah.
who get rashes, who need to wear sunscreen like hourly, or else something happens to them. You know.
Damn, you're describing white people.
No, like this happens to Asian people, to
Like,
light
yeah,
skin,
light skins.
basically
Light
light
skin,
skin
yeah.
of any ethnicity, right?
We're children of the corn. We don't have
Yeah.
maize. We don't have to worry
Yeah.
about that.
For Asian, I think like if you have light skin, it just means like your family's well off enough that you're not working on the farm. Usually that's what it means. So that's why Asians kind of, they like lighter skin tone.
Well, that's been an ethnicity thing, huh?
Yeah.
It's a
They-
colorism.
Colorism thing, huh?
Like before it was before it was like light skin plus fat means you're well off, right? Being fat was a good
Well,
thing.
in terms of people's ideologies, not as a fact.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
the fact is, the closer you are to the equator, the darker you're gonna be.
Yeah, but it's like almost an inherent. I wouldn't say racism. Would you consider a racist thing?
What is?
Like the mentality of like being.
Yeah, that's totally
yeah.
colorism right
It's
there, bro.
colorism.
It's colorism, but like, is it racism?
I don't think you could be racist towards your own race, could you? If that's all you've known, like if you're from a country and you've never traveled outside, you've only interacted with your own race,
Mm-hmm.
and you're thinking that way, That's colorism right there.
Yeah. But
I don't know.
can you be racist towards your own race?
Because what if you have like an albino kid?
But is that more of like a health condition though?
But that's still colorism,
I
right?
mean,
Yeah.
that person's, more light
that
skinned.
that person becomes fucking medicine in Africa. Bro.
This guy said it.
What?
No,
That's
true.
That's a day in the witch doctor's house right there.
I know.
Oh wow, that's
Back then it would have been like a curse or something, like,
Yeah.
oh, this
or
person's
the
cursed.
chosen.
Or
Yeah.
the chosen one, Simon.
Depending on how they look at it.
Simon.
No, but
Depending on the
it
prophecy.
is not a normality though, because you stand out more when it comes to certain things that you would do in the wild. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've never seen an albino Latino. You ever seen?
Gingers, but not.
I've seen ginger.
Is ginger a correct term? Yeah, right.
A redheaded person?
I don't want to get canceled for.
Ginger.
I think
get-
it is.
It just means they have a red head. Usually,
Like a Canelo, his brothers. He has like 20 brothers. All his brothers black hair. He's the only one.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. It's not like his mom is.
recessive gene.
Yeah, it's not like his mom or his dad also have red hair. It's that all his brothers have black hair, darker skin tone, and he's the one that came out with lighter skin tone, red hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, so something with his genes, you know?
Yeah. I got a cousin.
Yeah.
She has blonde hair.
What?
Like legit?
Yeah, blonde hair.
Dang.
So they gave her the name, like in Vietnamese, like a
Lick of
literal
the Irish?
no, like the literal translation is like American, cause she has like blonde hair.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
In our culture, it'd be like güera, blanca.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's like naming someone
Yeah.
Blanca.
Yeah,
That's funny.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy that that's a name? Blanca?
Blanca.
Yeah. Would you name your kid then?
No.
No.
My kid is going to be the third.
Cuauhtémoc Moctezuma,
Yeah.
el
Hey.
emperador.
Dude, have you guys ever taken DNA tests or anything like that?
No.
No.
I really want to.
I want to,
23andMe?
but I'm like, it's
23andMe?
expensive.
I should. Mine's free, but I got lazy.
You
I'm
remember
still lazy, bro.
our boy Envy, who's
Yeah.
he's Chinese? No, he's Vietnamese, but he was
Turns out
Chinese, right? Something
Turns
like
out
that?
he's Chinese Vietnamese. Like his family immigrated from China to Vietnam.
yeah. So he's Chinese, but with the Vietnamese culture.
Yeah. I mean, technically he's Vietnamese. It wasn't his parents like born in Vietnam though.
I know.
One of
I
those,
have
one of those.
Spanish in me, for sure. My dad's light skinned, so
Yeah.
I think that's the only way we get light skin, no?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
Portuguese people.
Cause we got cause I know like Mexicans have their facial hair from Spaniards or from the black people that first went to Mexico too. That's how we got the
Facial.
Oh,
the
the
facial hair. Yeah.
black people that came to Mexico, weren't they also slaves?
No, the islanders. Well, I guess originally
Yeah.
they might have been slaves in some islands,
Mm-hmm.
but as soon as they came to Mexico, like they weren't slaves, and
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Caribbeans.
yeah,
Oh
like
yeah.
those black people who came to Mexico. That's also why we have facial hair too. Either
Yes.
Spaniards or
It's weird that our sisters didn't have facial hair, huh? I don't know. That's weird, bro.
I mean, because I've heard about that theory about for punches,
Mhm.
but then our fists
Yeah,
are
but I
not
was just
meant for
thinking-
fighting.
Yeah.
Like they break so easily if you ever like
Yeah.
hit something or punch someone, like you, it's most likely you'll break your hand before you
Yeah,
break
you're
their
right.
face. Like our fists are not meant for fighting.
My ancestors didn't have facial hair, so that theory's probably
So I thought it was for the coldness, like
Maybe for
cold,
coldness.
and
The
then
cold and the heat, no? Because like your hair keeps you insulated, but also
I don't know about for the heat, but or else everyone would have it, right? but I think it's for the cold.
For the cold?
Yeah, that's why more hair.
I
Here.
guess.
It might be for the heat. Because I mean, why do we have hair?
Yeah, it's to help
on
you
our scalp?
insulate.
Well, that's something else, right? I'm talking about this one right here.
It also
Because
helps.
our eyebrows are to keep stuff from our eyes, just like our lashes are too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a scientist.
Like
for this.
Bobby Lashley. You guys know who Bobby Lashley is?
No.
He's a wrestler who was a Marine. Well, he was in the military. He was also a fighter, MMA fighter,
Mhm.
and he has a condition where he basically has no hair,
Oh,
like not even eyebrow hair.
are you talking about?
For real?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So sweat goes to his eyes a lot when he's like working out, fighting. So that's why he always has the sweatband here to keep sweat from his eyes. Because if he doesn't have that sweatband, it just goes straight to his eyes. He has no eyebrows.
What's that condition called?
I'm not too sure.
I know
Well,
about it, but like,
there might be different conditions, right? It might not be
Yeah.
the same one that everyone has, but I know he has a condition and he has no hair.
because like alopecia is like no hair in the head, right?
I'm not sure.
Or is it like everywhere? I should know.
But yeah, so he has to use the sweatband because so much sweat goes to his eyes when he's like fighting, wrestling, and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
these little things that we take for granted, you know.
Yeah, I'm saying.
What would a mustache be for? For like nose follicles or for mouth to not get nothing in your mouth, or what do you think it would be?
I don't know. Same thing. Sweat. Not going
Sweat, right? Sweat not going to your mouth, or maybe things not going up your nose.
Got no fucking signal, bro. Can't even look up the condition. I'm curious.